Well, hello YouTube. I'm going for a ride out today. A nice afternoon, and I'm going to call in at Squires coffee bar at Sherburn for a cuppa, see some old mates. I've just recently had my trip around Scotland, and I did 621 miles on the Himalayan, and I got, can't believe this, 89 to gallon. Well, if that ain't a tick in the box for an Himalayan, I don't know what it is. The bike, it performed great. It was just the ideal bike for me, in my opinion, to ride round the southwest coast 300, which is a beautiful route. You can do it in a day, and I'm surprised more people aren't talking about it. There were one or two bad points in my trip, and one of them was the old Himalayan fault, the battery. My battery went flat. Now, I know it's a 2018 bike, and luckily it went flat on a hill, and I was able to turn it round and bump it off. The thing was, with such a lot of luggage I had on it, it were a bit more difficult to get on and off, and also to manoeuvre about. I was carrying a bit of weight, all my camping gear and food and clothes and cameras and everything. There's Harry here, all dressed up, ready to go to Scotland once he's got across the Yorkshire Dales. But because I stopped on a hill, I just paddled it down the hill and off it went. So it really just cut short my trip by a few miles, and I went home basically. I travelled about 400 miles in that day, which leads me on to my next point, my comfort. Good heavens, I've never had a sore bum like it. My buttocks was killing me, and I could hardly get on and off the bike. I was in quite a bit of pain, and the reason I could hardly get on and off the bike partly was my fault, because I had a bag strapped on the back of my seat, but also the side stand. Now, under normal circumstances, the side stand's okay, in that it does lean the bike over, but when I found out, when you've got weight on the bike, it lowers the bike on the suspension and makes the bike stand up, as in getting towards 90 degrees. So it were very unstable getting on and off, and so anyway, I fixed that problem, I think, and you'll be able to see that on another YouTube video. Now, in answer to some of the questions I were getting on my films, did you go alone? Well, yes I did. My friend, bless him, has been ever so poorly, and he couldn't make it to come with me. So I decided to come solo. And do you know, there was nothing wrong with it at all, doing a trip like that. I think because maybe I was solo, every time I stopped people were talking to me. I was never alone, honestly. And when I wild camped, someone came over, lovely people who I'd met the night before, asked if I want some boiled water, you know, to make myself a cuppa. But I was all self-contained. Another couple, when I were down at the lighthouse at Galloway, Mull of Galloway, they were asking me all kinds of questions about it. They were very, very friendly. They stopped in the tracks when they saw the bike, asking me about Royal Enfield and what have you, and they were lovely to chat with. And then when I was on my way home, I stopped at a lay-by, and I had to leave the bike ticking over because the battery was flat, and I was getting a drink. Anyway, this guy pulled over in his car and just walked back to me and politely asked me if everything were okay. He was a biker and he was just making sure I was alright. Well, you can't fault that, can you? Anyway, on to the good points. The bike performed perfectly well. I just plodded about and just let it do its own thing on the roads. Whatever speed it were doing, it felt comfortable at, and it pulled up hills and down dales like a good one. I love this bike, it's great. I'd heartily recommend an Himalayan to anybody. If they're into my kind of riding, I don't think you could get much of a better bike. And they have got a bit of a following as well. You know, you'll never be short of people to talk to when you stop. So all in all, it all went brilliant. And like I've said, I'd recommend that trip to anybody. I have got another film coming out, and that is my trip up to Scotland, up to Lockerbie, through the Yorkshire Dales, because I just kept motorways and A1 and what have you to an absolute minimum. And so please look out for that one. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.